I'm from Houston, Texas. I graduated from Houston Baptist University in 2018. Oh Lord, okay, 2018, with a degree in kinesiology, like with a concentration in athletic training.
My name is Hannah Calvert, and I am from Frankfort, Indiana. I graduated from Purdue University in 2018 with a degree in hospitality and tourism management.
My name is Joe Rettner. I'm from Arlington, Virginia. I graduated from the University of Utah in 2018 with a degree in Parks, Recreation, and Tourism with an emphasis in sport management.
My name is Austin Van Pook. I am from Fayetteville, Arkansas. I went to school here at the university and graduated in 2019 with a degree in recreation and sport management.
For me, I just think the focus of the program is just to help us expand our knowledge in the sports industry as a whole, to see all the different viewpoints from all the different positions, and just get us better prepared for our future ahead.
I feel like our program, it just, like Hannah said, it prepares us for the future, but it encompasses everything. Whether you want to work in one certain side of athletics or recreation, it does a little bit of everything to prepare you and show you kind of what it takes to work in the sports industry.
Yeah, so most of the professors are pretty chill. I don't know if that's like professional to say, but they're pretty chill. I mean, there's always professors to like be mindful of because they are particular and what they like and they don't like. But one thing I do like about the program and the professors is you're either gonna get them like at least once or twice, depending on what classes you take and like electives. So you figure out like what they like and they don't like. So by the end or your last semester, you're pretty much like in a flow with them once you have them again.
With my experience, I feel like the program's done a good job of basically aligning professors and what they're good at. You know, that's kind of what you want to focus on and teach the students that way. But the past 2 years, I've had a variety of different kinds of ways to teach and age, and it's been a good experience with just overall different angles that people come from and come with to teach that certain class.
Just as a whole, all the professors like want to see us succeed. None of them are like really out to get you. So, and I think that's like a really big, important part of it.
Yeah, so a lot of the people that I have class with are people I work with on a weekly or daily basis in the athletic department. And so being able to interact with them outside of work and get to know them more personally through class is great. And then there's also people who open new avenues, whether it's a connection on campus with UREC or there's other people who I maybe don't work with a lot. You get a diverse background and you get to kind of develop relationships with other people who are going to be working in this industry and currently do work in the industry.
You do work with a lot of the people that you're in class with, so you get that at work, and then you also get like in class experience. And people are also like here and they want to succeed. So I feel like everyone here and people I've been in the program with are super helpful, which is always great. You know, no one's like out to like push you down or like try to trample over you to also be successful, because like we all have our own avenues, if that makes sense.
For me personally, I mean, it's been one of my like more enjoyable things, getting to know the classmates and just kind of seeing them around campus and just learning other things that are out there and available. Not even if you need to go down that path yourself, but you just kind of learn from each other. And at the end of the day, I think we're all in the same boat, and we like an A, and we would like to get through this program as easy as possible. So it's good to reach out to classmates and like I said, you're all on the same page, so you can relate and just go through it smoothly. Looking back at it, I think that just there's a wide variety of, I would say, classes that are going to get you out of a comfort zone, get you thinking about certain things and pulling ideas from you that you can apply down the road, and at the same time just learn, just soak up information and move forward with that.
Completely agree. It just helps you expand your knowledge on the entire industry and just helps you for the future.
The classes, so you deal with various aspects that are all applicable to just the sports industry. So it's finance, you have marketing, which kind of just, they're not super in depth where you have to have a marketing background or a finance background to understand it, but it helps you understand the workings of the department. And so a lot of those classes are great for just helping you in your future careers be able to understand that. And then also there's the leadership and athletics and higher ed and social issues, which really just introduce you to what's going on in the industry and what's going on in college and professional sports, and just preparing you and having you have that background for the future. It's very cool.
I think that it's just like an overall like rounding experience about like the sports industry as a whole. Because for myself, like I'm really interested in marketing, and that's probably would have been like my only focus. But then coming into grad school, it made me think about the different aspects of sports as a whole, and I would have probably never thought about it otherwise if I wasn't in this program.
So I think the strength of the program is how it works around your schedule if you are working. It's something that isn't too overwhelming in terms of coursework or homework. It really just it's perfectly built for those who are trying to also have a job in the sports industry while trying to get their master's degree. So that was a huge strength in my mind looking back on my 2 years.
So for me, I think one of the strengths, so I don't know if like this will apply to anybody else, but my undergrad degree was so concentrated. So coming here, and it's kind of like just what like Hannah said, it is broad, but like I enjoyed that because I thought that I wanted to do one thing coming in, and then I thought maybe doing something else. And that now, like, because I've taken all these classes and gotten a little taste and like didn't like it, so now I kind of like have a better direction and like where I want to go.
Say that this does a good job. This program specifically does a good job of piggybacking the rec and sport management of the undergrad. I mean, I feel like it's very similar, and it was an easy choice to like plug myself into. But it's been nice to just basically take things up a notch and just go from there as far as what's going to take me into the real world.
Okay, so I am a GA with UREC, and basically I just kind of like help execute different marketing tactics for the program as a whole, and then focusing in on the specific program areas, which just so that you guys know what that is, it's like outdoors events, group fitness classes, IMs clubs, stuff like that, and just spreading it out across campus so that everybody can hear about it. I deal with like social media content, website content management, working with different employees, so like graphic designers, social media managers, and photographers to be able to get that content and then push it out to campus, as well as assisting with like the finances, because we order some things for the office and order some things like giveaways and like t-shirts and buttons, stickers, stuff like that. So being able to keep track of all those purchases.
Yeah, so I'm a marketing GA. I'm the primary marketing and promotions contact for our soccer program, softball, swim and dive, the tennises, and then I'm the secondary contact and on-court lead for football and basketball, men's basketball. And I also oversee our street team, our student intern program, and assist with a lot of our marketing automated emails and advertising. I found out about the promotion on NCAA job market when I was applying for jobs after my previous position was up, and managed to get an interview and landed here in Arkansas.
As I said, football ops, day to day, it's kind of have your hand in all departments. There's not a day that's the same. You really have to be flexible in all that you do, and just be an effective problem solver. Personally, I take care of like the care hours and the various things around the building with like what we call in the university hoggets. So issues, the things that need to be fixed. I'm just anything and everything the director needs me to do, just assist him daily. Like I said, you just never know when something's going to come up. So as last week you might have heard, I take care of the coffee machines here. So that's pretty important and helps with job security. And then I found out about it through, I was in recruiting. I was in recruiting as undergrad assistant, and the guy before me was leaving, and I knew that's something I wanted to do. So I annoyed the heck out of the DFO at the time, told him I wanted to get in, and he eventually said, let's do it. So that's really how I got the job and how I heard about it, just being around the building.
I guess like top two job responsibilities. Ooh, Lord. One, keep student athletes eligible, and two, make sure that they graduate. There is like a lot that goes into the day-to-day stuff. Honestly, if I had to be like really transparent about my job, sometimes I'm like the big sister. I have to like make sure that they're where they're supposed to be, like for study hall, or if we have like a meeting for us and stuff, not like their own team meetings. I just help them in anything that they need academically, and then also if they just like need to talk to somebody, because we also do kind of work hand in hand with EES, so that's anyone with like a learning disability or any like accommodations. We kind of work with them as well to help. And I actually heard about this job from a previous person who worked in EES. She was their GA, and then she graduated last year. So she was the one who kind of like told me about it, but I was also working in ticket operations and sales. So also talking to people like there, and they kind of like connected me with people over here.
For me personally, to be honest, it's always a football first mindset. Not that I don't respect my program and coursework, but to be an effective staff member in this role, you're going to have late nights and sometimes just go ahead and knock out the things that your job requires of you, but then you're going to have to stick around and go ahead and attack the homework and just have those late nights that you dread, but you know are going to happen. So for me personally, it's just I'll put school not on the back burner, but at the end of the day, and that's how I've been able to manage it the last 2 years.
Because my job is like helping other people, help never stops. So like putting those boundaries in there, like, all right, like 9:30, that's when like I'll start my homework. So it is kind of putting it not on the back burner, but it's like prioritizing it where you can sit down and like have that time. But you also understand like there's the time of day that you're also going to be needed for your job.
Yeah, I agree with Emily. The whole boundaries thing is very important, but also being able to, like, if there is something that's gonna have like you have to need to do, being able to just get it done, even though it's outside of like your timed hours. Um, and then I use weekends a lot, even though that should be like your free time for homework. It's just being able to balance everything. And for me personally, I have an agenda and I have absolutely everything written out and like timed out. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's how it's going to happen every week. But that helps me stay focused on the task at hand and what I should be focusing on in the moment.
I've never really run into a situation too many times where I've not been able to get my coursework done. I feel like compared to my undergrad, the course load and the homework is not as great outside of the class. But whenever there is a situation that arises, I just communicate with my professors, and they're always very understanding and willing to work around my schedule and everything. So there's never really been any issues with managing work and school that have gone awry.
Yeah, so I think just kind of like doing your research on the different schools that you're wanting to look into and the program itself, and writing down questions that you might have, and then reaching out to somebody within the program to talk to. That's what I did personally, because I didn't know what school I wanted to go to. So in a week, I scheduled 3 different meetings with 3 different schools and just drove all over the place, talking to these people. And if I hadn't had gone in person, I don't think I would have realized how much I really liked being on this campus rather than the others. And then I think we talked about this earlier, but like a documentation trail. For me personally, it helps because not only with my GA position, I'm doing 2 side jobs at the same time. So being able to document each of them individually will help with like creating your resume and going back and being like, oh, I forgot I did that. That's something I need to highlight on my resume. So
My advice would be to try to find ways to get involved in the athletic department while you're or leading into your master's degree. I think the schooling is great, but the connections you can make through actually working, whether it's as a GA or just volunteering as an intern with different departments, I think it's just very, very valuable to have both of those instances while you're trying to start a career after your undergrad is completed.
Just looking back, I think the advice I'd want to give is just like, don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, people want to watch you succeed, and especially in this program, people are willing to spend extra time with you outside of class and make sure that you take those necessary steps to have a successful life and be a respectable alumni.
So kind of taking the approach, like, what advice would I give myself as a perspective, like before I came here? As someone who's like super far from home, just like take that leap of faith, go somewhere really far away. It definitely kind of like throws you into the mix. Just for me, also, like, I moved up here a year before school, or a month before school started. So like, go explore, figure out like what's around you. I feel like I took too long to do that. Because then I think that would have helped me get my foot in the door more so, just kind of like how Joe said, just getting involved, meeting people, getting your name out there. But definitely if you're thinking about like going far away from home, like do it. It's worth it. It's scary at first. Get a therapist if you need it because it'll make it better, but like just do it. And in the end, it'll all make sense, you know.